Dear students, welcome to TAKB class. Today we will read or we will discuss the chapter that is the force and laws of motion from class 9. Now what is force? In class 8 we have studied that force, anything that is push or pull is called force. Now see the force, what it can do. Suppose I am giving some force here. I am giving some force here. That is I am giving some force. So what it can do? A force, it can change the state of the body, or it can try to change the state of the body, but it cannot. It have not changed the state of the body, but it can try to change the state of the body. Now, the force, it can change the direction of the body. The force, it can change the shape of the body, dimension of the body. That is the force. A body is at rest. If you give the force, the body may come. It's not compulsory that body will move. The body may move. A body is in motion. If you apply the force, then the body may increase its speed or the body may decrease its speed. But if you don't apply the force, if the body is at motion, the body will be at motion. Then you can ask me the question, sir, why the ball in football ground, the ball when comes, is eventually stop. The reason is only one, is that the frictional force is acting on the ball. So we have understood what is force. Force, it is an external agency which try to change the state of the body, or which change the state of the body, or which change the dimension of the body, or which change the shape of the body or size of the body, is called the force. Now, force, it has a mathematical form. That force will be later on that F is equal to force is equal to m into A. What is M? M is the mass of the body and A is acceleration. We'll prove it later on. Don't worry, we'll prove it later on. In this chapter, in the force, we have one more term. That is momentum. Momentum, it is written by the word P, just like P. Now, you know, momentum, it depends upon two factors. One is mass and another is velocity. So momentum is equal to your mass into velocity. Momentum. What is that? Suppose we have a very big, truck, a very big truck. The truck is coming very slow. The effect of the truck, there's the momentum of the truck, and suppose you are shooting from a gun, the bullet is going at a very fast speed, high speed. Though the mass of the gun is small or the bullet is small, then also you will find the momentum of the bullet is much more than the momentum of the car. This is because it depends on the two factors, product of two factors, mass and velocity. Am I clear? Though the mass of the truck was more, but the velocity was very small, very less. But here, in case of the bullet, mass is very small, but velocity is very high. So the momentum, in this case, is much more greater as compared to the momentum in case of the truck. That is, the momentum it depends upon the mass and velocity, and that is the product of mass and velocity. Now, if you ask me what is the unit of momentum in SI unit, what is the unit of mass? That is kg. And what is the unit of velocity? Meter per second. So momentum is meter, kg, meter per second. Remember, for a body to have the momentum, it should move. The velocity, there should be some velocity. Otherwise, the mass into velocity will be zero. Am I clear? This is okay? Now we'll study regarding the Newton's three well-known laws of motion. Newton's first law, Newton's second law. Before that, let us study about the inertia. What is inertia? You know, what is the inertia? Inertia is the ability of a body, or it is a property of a body by virtue of which it tries to remain in its own state. It's called the inertia. Suppose the body is at rest, it will be at rest. If the body is in motion, it will be in motion. If you don't apply any force. So its ability or its property by virtue of which the body try to remain in this state is called inertia. or we can say in other word also, that is the inability of a body. That is inertia ka ulta, inability of a body to change its state by itself is called the inertia. Now inertia, we can define inertia in three parts. That is inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of rotation. So inertia of rest, what is that inertia of rest? क्या है भाई inertia of rest? Now suppose कोई भी एक body rest में है. This body is at rest. So it will be at rest. It will not move. It is its inability of the body so that it can move. So that is inertia. That is inertia of rest. The body is at rest. ये जो body यहाँ पर है, ये move नहीं कर सकेगा. It cannot move. Why? Because you are not giving any force. So this is called the inertia of rest. That is the inability of a body to move by itself is called inertia of rest. Now let us come to inertia of motion. एक बॉडी चलते रहा, एक बॉडी घूम रहा, it is running. So it will not stop. When it will stop? If you apply the force. The unbalanced force must be there so that it will stop. So if the body stops, then we call it, that is the inertia of motion. This is inability of the body to come to rest when it is in motion is called the inertia of the motion. We have done inertia of rest, inertia of motion. Another part is there, that is inertia of direction. So inertia of direction means the body will try to remain in its own direction. Now suppose you are going by car, you are sitting on a car. The driver all of a sudden changes the direction by steering, change the direction. So what will happen? You will be in this side, you will move in this side. And if the driver goes to that side, you will be in this side. Because your body is trying to go forward, but the car is moving in this direction. That is called inertia of direction. So we can have the example, very good example we can give, the inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. One example for, let us take one example of inertia of rest. Now suppose you are standing in a bus. All of a sudden the bus started. Then what will happen? You will fall backward. Why? Why should I fall backward? This is because the lower part of our body, this is in contact with the bus, and upper part of the body try to remain in the state of motion. So since the lower part is in motion and upper part it try to remain in a state of rest, so we fall backward. Am I clear? The bus already started, the lower part is in motion, upper part is started. So we got it. This is an example of inertia of rest. Now if you take the inertia of motion, same example. Suppose you are moving by a car or you are standing in a bus, all of a sudden the bus stopped. Then what will happen? Your lower part of the body was in motion. So whole the body is in motion. When all of a sudden the bus stopped, the lower portion of your body stopped, and the upper portion start to remain in its motion. So you go forward. So that is your inertia of motion. Okay. We will study the Newton's three laws of motion, very well-known laws of motion. First law, second law, third law. Now first law of motion is the inertia of motion. Newton's first law of motion or the inertia is the same thing. That the first law of motion said that if the body is at rest, the body will be at rest. If it is motion, it will be motion until and unless you apply any external force. So first law says that every body, it continues its state of rest or of motion in a straight line until and unless an external force is applied on the body. That is your first law. The second law, yes, I will discuss later. Second law, there is a proof part is there in second law. I will discuss second law. And the third law is well known. It is known to everyone. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. जैसे हम इसमें जितना फोर्स है ना, यहाँ से भी हमको सेम फोर्स है. So every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is your third law. Now let us come to Newton's second law of motion. Now Newton's second law of motion, remember it is very important one, Newton's second law of motion. Now we have to derive the Newton's second law of motion. Now that's why we have discussed earlier, that is what is momentum. Momentum is your mass into velocity. The Newton's second law of motion says that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on it. इसका मतलब rate of change of momentum means change in momentum. Now suppose this is one mass, m is the mass, initial velocity was your u, and final velocity is v. So initial momentum is mu, and what is the final momentum? Final momentum is mv. So what is the change in momentum? So change in momentum, final momentum minus initial momentum. But Newton says that rate of change of momentum, that is rate of change of momentum, rate means divided by t, so you divide it by t, and this is equal to your force, is proportional to the force. Rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force, or we can say that F is proportional to mv minus mu by t, or F is equal to some constant into k into v minus u by t. What is v minus u by t? V minus u by t means a, or we can say this is equal to k m a. Now Newton found that this value of k is 1, so ultimately the force is coming, the numerical value, which is force is equal to m into a. So this is your Newton second law of motion and the derivation of the Newton second law of motion. So Newton second law of motion says that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force. Now see, this is a vector quantity. This is a vector quantity. Students, so we have done the force, what is called force, that is push or pull, or which can change direction, and we have done the inertia, 3 inertia laws: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction, then Newton's laws, first law, second law, third law, and the derivation of the first law. And so if you have any other queries, I'm going to give one more video. We'll discuss we'll discuss regarding the conservation of momentum, then this rocket propulsion, action reaction pair, everything there on this video. So if you have not subscribed my channel now, please subscribe immediately, so that whenever the next video is going to come, you will get the first notice. So thank you, dear students.